What a familiar place to be. I love seeing so many smiling faces here. This feels so comfortable, and of course, it's truly a pleasure to introduce our Alumnus of the Year for Weatherford College for 2020. I have a great affection for the college and been honored to serve in several roles at WC over the years. But my love affair with Weatherford College began back in 1982 when Rod Embry came to my home and recruited me for the WC golf team. And it's been quite a story since then. Days like today, though, are particularly sweet. There's so many, very many places to begin this introduction. It's hard to know where to start. But let me begin perhaps by setting the stage for where he was before his arrival to Weatherford College in 2018. Our Alumnus of the Year was clearly a rising star within the Texas A&M University system, most recently serving as the Chief of Staff for the President of Tarleton State University. Within the university, he served several significant roles, including Professor and Head of the Department of Educational Leadership and Policy Studies, a graduate faculty member, faculty advisor, the university certification officer, just to name a few of these positions. And then as Chief of Staff, he led the office of the university president, handling the administrative functions of the chief executive. He certainly distinguished himself as a leader on the university campus, and at some point in the near future would certainly be considered as the front runner for president. During this period, he wrote 2 professional books, submitted numerous journal publications, and reviewed the scholarly work of others in a variety of settings. He became known around the state of Texas for educational leadership. He was a noted speaker, consultant, and professional development mentor for many. To highlight all the groups and all the organizations he touched would take our entire afternoon. 2 words often used to describe his work were focused and effective. However, thankfully for Weatherford College, his dream was somewhere other than Stephenville, Texas. During these Tarleton years, he and Kathleen lived in Parker County, not Erath County, prior to coming to WC. It's almost as if his heart was already here, waiting for the right moment. Well, the right moment did come. In fact, some would say, for such a time as this. Fast forward with me now to August of this year. In less than 3 years, our alumnus has already dramatically impacted the Weatherford College universe. Taking the leadership reins from interim WC President Brent Baker, he has spurred the WC stallion into full gallop. The changes, awards, recognitions, accolades are almost too many to fully comprehend. Many leaders would be satisfied with just a fraction of these accomplishments in a short time, but not Mr. Intensity. Maybe one Board of Trustees member said it best. He has united the campus and created an atmosphere of pride and motivation. At the risk of missing something, here are just some of the highlights from this short tenure, some of which you've already heard about. He's teamed with Bob Glenn, the College Foundation, Brent Baker, and philanthropy, as you heard earlier, to Weatherford College has exploded and broken all previous records. The college has begun construction on a functional and beautiful workforce and technology building on the campus in partnership with the state. The college, as you heard earlier, is on track right now to add 5 sports: men's and women's golf, men's and women's tennis, and volleyball. WC is becoming a bachelor's degree granting institution with a new Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Applied Science in Organizational Leadership. He helped procure the Nan and Bob Kingsley building and its world-class audio engineering studios, while at the same time adding artificial turf to Stewart Field just next door, thanks to Richard and Nancy Stewart. Then dramatically enhanced the campus beautification and partnered with Jerry and Vicki Durant in Clark Gardens, as you heard earlier, to add the award-winning roundabout on College Park Drive. He announced the presidential core values: faith, hope, love, while also establishing the Presidential Service Award. The college has moved to elite status in the state of Texas among all higher education institutions, becoming an all-Steinway campus in less than a year. And what did I see in the news last week? Weatherford College is named the second safest college university campus in the state of Texas. That's not just community colleges, that's everybody. He's led the college to numerous awards from chambers of commerce, governmental entities, educational agencies, and the list just goes on and on. Sounds like a highlight reel, does it not, for a president retiring after a 20-year tenure? Well, what I just shared with you, according to my calculations, has occurred in less than 36 months. Our distinguished recipient will no doubt tell you in a few moments that none of what I just mentioned could be accomplished without an extraordinary team surrounding him. Wife Kathleen, Board of Trustees, members of the executive team, faculty, staff, and he would be exactly right. However, I think every member of that extraordinary team would say in reply that success doesn't just happen because of great people. Success, especially knock it out of the ballpark kind of success, happens when the right leader at the right time inspires everyone around him or her to see a vision of more. From the presidential core values, hope that our shared future can be even brighter than our distinguished past. Walking across that stage some 33 years ago, I just don't know if that young man who was awarded an associate in arts degree from Weatherford College would ever, in his wildest dreams, be so bold as to think he would be named the first alumnus to become president of Weatherford College. But yet, here we are today. A college, as we've heard, with extraordinary synergy in all ways, growing, thriving, adapting, in spite of a worldwide pandemic, flourishing when others are suffering, expanding, making new partners daily with donors, other institutions, state agencies, and business leaders. You can call it luck, good timing, a great community, a beautiful campus, good economy, tradition, loyalty, whatever you want to call it. I call it leadership. Maybe it was a bit prophetic that in 2010, our leader and alumnus of the year published a book called The Giants of Education, 30 historical figures who influenced education. Well, as part of today's event, I've decided to start a book myself. It's going to be called 8 Historical Figures Who Led Weatherford College to the Stars and Beyond. As a student, alumnus, WC administrator, Board of Trustees chairman, foundation board member, and distinguished alumnus, I've served with or under 8 Weatherford College presidents dating back to 1982. Each of these presidents demonstrated exemplary traits and served the college with distinction. Think of particularly Dr. E.W. Mintz. However, many, if not most, would share my opinion that in recent history, one of those 8 elevated the college to a new level of prominence and accomplishment, in effect propelling WC to a new level. His name was Dr. Jim Boyd. I had the privilege of closely serving with Dr. Boyd and saw firsthand what a visionary leader can accomplish. He is the gold standard, in my opinion, by which others are judged. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we honor a man who, should he continue on the current trajectory of leadership, innovation, inclusion, and service, may well soon become the new platinum standard of leadership in the annals of Weatherford College. Please join me in a hearty congratulations for our 2020 Alumnus of the Year, our own son, and Weatherford College graduate in 1987, Dr. Todd Allen Farmer.
Wow, thank you so much, Lynn. I really appreciate your kind words and your long-time support of Weatherford College. Thank you. And thank you so much to all of you. It's an incredible honor to be named Alumnus of the Year. When I consider all of the previous Alumni of the Year, I am both deeply humbled and profoundly honored to join their ranks. Many years ago, as a newly minted Weatherford High School graduate, I honestly wondered if I had what it took to be a successful college student. I came from a very humble background and struggled tremendously just to graduate from high school. I still remember walking up the hill for the very first time in June of 1985. I was immediately welcomed by warm, caring professors, and although I was intellectually challenged like never before, I found that with a tremendous amount of hard work on my part and the support of my caring professors, I did have what it took to succeed in college. In fact, I found that here at WC, I developed an insatiable appetite for learning. This simple Parker County boy had his mind stretched in new ways, never to regain its original shape. My experience at Weatherford College set me on a new trajectory in life. Any successes that I had later in academics or career accomplishments began right here at this noble institution. And then 31 years later, my dream did come true, and I was able to return to my beloved alma mater as president. I will tell you that over the last 2.5 years at Weatherford College, they have been the greatest years of my life. There is no place on earth that I would rather be than right here. Don't get me wrong, we've faced many challenges, but I absolutely love what I do. I also want to publicly state that many people mistakenly give me credit for the recent success of Weatherford College. The credit for the success of Weatherford College goes to many, many people. The faculty, staff, students, community members, our generous donors, our foundation board members, and our board of trustees are my heroes. Collectively, they are the change agents that are making this world an even greater place, one person at a time. I will tell you with sincere personal humility that I gladly give Weatherford College all that I have to give as a leader, and yet at times it is woefully inadequate. The success of Weatherford College is truly a team effort. Many, many individuals have had a very positive influence on me since being named president. I wish that I had time today to thank them all, but there are two individuals that I feel compelled to publicly recognize. Mr. Bob Glenn has had a profoundly positive impact on me since being named WC president. Bob, like me, is a Weatherford boy who came from humble circumstances. Like me, he's both a Roo and a Coyote. He knows firsthand the hard work that is necessary to overcome adversity. After a long, highly successful career as a Weatherford banking executive, Bob, as you know, now donates his time to lead the Weatherford College Foundation and to raise money for our student scholarships. Bob Glenn is a man of character who has tremendously supported the recent success of Weatherford College. Bob, thank you for being the man that you are and for all that you do for Weatherford College. Another volunteer that works diligently behind the scenes to drive Weatherford College success is Mr. Mac Smith. I've met weekly with Mac since I got to come home to Weatherford College. We have faced many challenging circumstances over the last 2.5 years, and I have found Mac Smith to be an extraordinary source of wisdom. Like those of you gathered here today, Mac cares very deeply about the success of Weatherford College. Without going into details, I will most humbly tell you that there have been several occasions when the wheels could have popped off of the WC machine, but Mac's steady leadership kept us united and moving forward. I have found Mac Smith to be one of the most profoundly positive influences on my life. Mac, I want to publicly say thank you, sir. And thank you to all of you for being here today. Thank you so much for this incredible honor, and thank you for the collective support of our beloved Weatherford College. Thank you.